Welcome to Behind the Veil. Now, here is your transformational coach, Tammy Hawks.
So let's get into this because you said to me that you want to know what you can do differently because you can't find quality relationships, and you're divorced and you're 41. So how long were you married?
So I was married twice. The first time it was 18 to about 22. And then, yeah, and I had a daughter at 16. So we married from there, and then I got divorced, and then I was married again from like 24 to 30. So I've been divorced since I was 30.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you had your first daughter when you were 16.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you have any more children?
Yeah, I have 3 kids. My oldest daughter is 26, my son is 19, and my youngest daughter will be 15 in April.
Oh my, that is crazy. Because you're a year younger than me. I can't even imagine having a 26-year-old. That's 10 years older than my daughter. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang, you've been momming a long time, girl.
my whole life.
Your whole life since you was a baby. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the commonalities amongst these men that you attract?
So I'm just really starting to nail that down. I'm recently single. I just dated a guy for about a year, and I thought that him and I figured it out finally, but it seems to be the same rhythm where they come
What's
in, they are highly attracted to me, everything's compatible, and then after a period of time, whether it's 6 months, a year, a couple of years, it just starts to break down. And I've started looking at it from my perspective of, okay, what do I do different? Because you can't make someone change or do things differently. You can inspire them, but you can't force them. Um, and I keep settling. I keep overextending myself in relationships. That's that motherly instinct of let me do it for you versus encouraging them to step in and do that on their own. And I don't even think I have to encourage them. These are, I ended up going from being very happy and in love to begging for the bare minimum in a relationship in my last relationship. And that seems to be a lot of the relationships. My marriages, I was just looking for a father for my kids and that, family network that was publicized back then that had to happen because back then single moms weren't really supported or even that much heard of, in the early 90s. So it's just kind of like now that I've been single, it's like I'm not even necessarily worried about getting married again, but I definitely want a healthy, happy relationship and a partner in life. Does that make sense? Did that
Yeah,
answer your question?
you really did. I want to dig into when you say it breaks down, and you said you overly extend yourself in relationships. So in the beginning, everything's good, and then all of a sudden it breaks down. Tell me the things that break down.
Communication, effort, transparency, honesty. What else? I don't know. I'd say that was most of my last relationship that broke down.
Yeah, this is good. What I want to figure out, my goal for you today is to figure out why you are overly extending yourself in these relationships. And it's good for you to know what I'm actually looking for is your belief system. So here's how it works. In our early childhood, we have things called trauma that happen to us. And through these traumatic events, doesn't have to be this big catastrophic thing. It could be as simple as, you're being reprimanded for doing something wrong or you're being dropped off at school. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But these traumas cause this stamp of a belief to be stamped onto your subconscious mind, and they're being played out throughout your life because they're deeply on there. We want to
Yep.
figure out what those beliefs are. So the two goals for this session is to figure out what the belief is that you
Mhm.
have coming up in these relationships and to pull out the emotion attached to the event.
Yeah. And I very much have seen myself going for the same type of man. So I didn't have a father in my life. I had a stepfather. It was very abusive. So all of my relationships, even with like my last relationship, I didn't consider it abusive, but now that I'm out of it and I'm growing and I'm learning and doing the work, I realize where there was emotional abuse, there was verbal abuse. And so I keep attracting this, even if it isn't blatant physical abuse, this abusive type of man. I did recently, and I don't know if this will help or not, but I did recently do a DNA test. I did find out that my father is actually my step grandfather, who was a very evil and abusive man. So I don't even know if DNA wise I'm wired into that or if because I didn't know that until like a couple of months ago. But
So
it may,
say that again. Your biological father is your mom's stepfather.
yes. And he's
Wow.
passed, but he was very abusive to her and my uncle that were younger than her that were his kids.
Like sexually abusive, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, but verbally, physically, mentally, my grandmother as well. Like they all suffered. Like he tried to kill them. Like he was a very evil, very abusive
Wow.
man. Um, but I didn't know that. So I grew up not knowing. And it's always been a baseline of worthiness for me. I feel like I may be wrong, but
No,
that's
you're right.
it always does seem to be that baseline. Even in my last relationship, even though it was becoming toxic, I couldn't just walk away. I kept giving chance after chance, hoping he would change when I should have just had the worthiness within myself to say, this is not the relationship I want. I'm ready to leave, and exited, or at least put those firm boundaries in. I do have a really hard time with putting the firm boundaries in place. I'll put it in place and then I'll backslide because I'm like, oh, I'm being mean, or I'm wanting too much, or I'm asking too much. And I just can never get that, you know, foundation to stand on to where it's like, no, you're not being mean. You're asking for the bare minimum. He should be doing this plus this, versus can you just give me the bare minimum type thing.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of awareness of what's happening. You seem to know at the baseline it's this worthiness issue. So why are you not fixing that?
I think I just don't know how. And I've
Wow.
I've I've tried a lot of different things and
Tell me
I've
what you've
grown.
tried.
Oh, girl. 10 years of self-development and transformational life coaching and just a lot of, digging deep and trying to figure out who I am and what I want. Being a mother from 16, it that was my identity. So now I'm just now learning to be an adult and be my own person outside of my kids and husbands and things like that. So I've tried a lot of things, all the way down into NLP, hypnosis, therapy, regression therapy. Um, I just have not. It's like layer by layer. I've peeled a lot of the layers off, but there's that initial layer that I don't even think I've gotten the awareness of yet. I
Yeah.
do know traumatically I was put through a lot of trauma at a very early age, sexual, physical trauma. And so I do know that I've blocked a lot of it out and certain things are unlocking as I do the work, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm not even aware of.
hmm If you could be so neutral, this will help you massively, but if you could be so neutral when you observe, almost like you're the third party observer instead of you're you, right? Here's you and you're the observer observing you. Neutral meaning you could look at the beliefs, you could look at the emotions and have this separation of like that's not you. You're the overseer of all that. What will happen is you'll be able to change those things. You'll be able to ask, what would I have to believe about myself to feel these emotions in this relationship? What would I have to believe about myself in order to allow myself to be treated like this? And it's as simple as you get the belief and then you say, I'm changing that. What's it going to take? It's going to take a lot of repetition. But The actions should support the beliefs. So if I'm trying to teach myself that I am so fucking worthy, how am I going to treat myself? I'm going to
Right.
wine and dine me. I'm going to treat myself like a queen, aren't I? I'm going to
Yeah.
take me to dinner. I'm going to do the baths. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go whatever it is that fills your cup. You're going to do those things.
And I'm doing them, I
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah.
But maybe not on that level, but I have
On that.
started
Yes.
the self-love, self-care journey of treating myself the way I want my partner to treat me and, doing the things. I even bought myself flowers, on Valentine's Day. I got stood up. The guy bought me roses, didn't show up for three different scheduled dates. And then so finally I was like, screw it, I can go buy my own roses. So I did,
Yeah.
but it's just that, I don't know. There's a
Well,
barrier for
let's
sure.
find that barrier then. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So can you be hands free? Can you set your computer somewhere? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I want you to make your spine really straight. And
It
you've
is.
already been through similar processes, so I don't need to give you too much instruction. But I'm
Mhm.
going to basically just put yourself in a relaxed state, and we're going to access some information. So your only goal is to allow yourself to go there. When the emotions come up, I don't want you to gulp them down. I want you to plug into them. So if you think of like a cord that you're plugging into the light socket, I want when the emotions come up and you start to feel emotional, I want you to go imagine just plugging into those emotions. And I'm going to put you in a state where you can see it as a third party observer. So you have somewhat of a disconnection, but you're also going to feel it too. So there'll be parts of each. But I just want you to think in terms when the emotions come up, you must feel them. That's the only way to move them out of your body. And basically, what I see as your problem is you're just holding on to the pain of all these events. You're doing all the work, right? You're doing all this work, but the one thing you're missing is you're not allowing the pain to move out of you. Emotions are just energy in motion. Once you feel them and they're emoted out of your system, they're out.
Mhm.
They're gone. In fact, most people have a hard time, once they're fully emoted, they have a hard time even finding them again because they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So I like to tell people that because sometimes when they go into the pain, they resist it because they think, ooh, if I feel this pain, I'm not going to be able to get out of it. But you will. They will move out of you once they're
Mhm.
fully felt. So that's my encouragement to you is let yourself feel it. When they come up, feel it. We're
Great.
going to multiply that emotion so that it can move out quicker. Sound good?
Mhm.
Okay. So relax your body, make your spine straight, and start to connect to your breath. That's right. I want you to, with each inhale, I want you to see that breath moving down deep, 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 deep into the very base of your spine. And I want you to hold it and I want you to let it go, seeing it come all the way in and through. I want you to just become connected to this flow of breath in and out. And I also want you to become aware of the earth rising up to support your body. I want you to connect to that, the earth beneath you. I want you to feel into it. Feel that motherly love coming up, rising up to support you. And I want you to notice, observe, and become aware that right above your head, about an inch from your scalp, is a big ball of energy, a healing, wonderful ball of energy. And I'd like you to give this ball of energy a color. Whatever color feels healing and safe to you, what color would that be? Blue. Perfect. So connect to this blue energy. And I want you to see the top of your head like a moonroof. And I want you to open up that moonroof to allowing this blue healing energy to come down through the top of your head. That's right. And I want you, as it moves down, I want you to feel it and witness it going deeper and deeper into each cell as it moves down. So, starting with your brain, both right and left hemispheres, I want you to allow that blue energy to seep in through all the nooks and crannies of your brain. That's right, moving deeper and deeper. Filling your eyes, your ears, your nose, your lips, your jaw, your entire head with this loving, healing energy. moving down your neck and your throat to your shoulders. That's right. And I want you to allow it to just slide down your arms from your shoulders to your elbows to your wrists and your fingers, allowing it to go deeper. That's right. I want you to allow it to open your heart, pour through your chest. That's right. Open each and every side of your heart. And I want you to allow it to go down, down, down into each and every organ, every muscle, every tissue, every strand of DNA, all the way down to the epigenetics, going deeper and deeper and deep. Move as it moves down to your hips, down to your knees, down to your ankles and your feet. And I would love for you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out that blue energy to create a bubble around you. That's right. A bubble that goes all the way around you, all the way around your auric field, completely holding all of your energy inside of this healing blue bubble. And as long as you're in this bubble, you are safe and you're held and you're loved. That's right. All is well and all is right, within, without. Now I want you to become aware and tune into your body. We're going to go back to this conversation of worthiness. I want you to feel into that feeling of worthiness. Go deep inside your body for this. There is a place in your body where these emotions of unworthiness stem from originally. First impression, I want you to take your hand and place it on that area. That's right. What color is it? Orange. Perfect. I want you to go into that orange, all the way into the center. And as you do, I want you to look out from the center of this orange, and I want you to see a projection. Become aware that there's a projection coming from this orange out from your body. And as you become aware, you notice and recognize that this is a picture, an image of the very first time you felt this emotion. Allow that image to get very, very clear until you can recognize and see the memory or series of pictures on this screen. Let me know when you have that.
I just see me as a little girl.
Perfect. First impression, how old are you? You could put your hand down. How old are you in this picture? First impression, 2 or 3. Are you alone or are you with someone?
I saw my mom.
Your mom. Can you tell where you are? Can you recognize your surroundings? No. Can you tell if you're inside or outside? First impression.
Inside.
Inside. So allow that picture to get very clear. Are there any other things that you notice? Any smells, sounds, images
There's
that you
toys
recognize?
in the floor.
Toys.
And maybe I'm in a
I want you to go ahead and see that orange bubble around your 2 or 3-year-old self. And I want you to go into the very center of that. In fact, I want you to move into these emotions right there with your 2 or 3-year-old self in this moment. And I actually want you to feel what she's feeling right here in this moment. That's right. I want you to look deep into her eyes and I want you to ask her what she's feeling right here in this moment. What is she telling you? She's confused and scared. What is she confused and scared about? What doesn't she understand?
It's like she's being punished for not understanding, but she doesn't understand.
She's being punished. Do you get the sense of who she's being punished by?
It feels like it's like a layered punishment, like they were punished, so now I
Can you ask her what she needs here in this moment?
needs to know what to do. It's understanding. She needs direction.
She needs understanding and direction. Can you give her that?
I don't really know what they're trying to get her, like what she did wrong.
What is she believing about herself in this moment?
She can't do anything right.
She can't do anything right. What else is she believing about herself?
She's not enough.
She's not enough. What else is she believing about herself?
She's not smart enough to figure it out.
She's not smart enough. What else is she believing about herself?
It's like she doesn't fit in. She doesn't belong. She's like a puzzle piece that's the wrong shape. It's the best way I can.
Mm-hmm.
She's not wanted.
She's not wanted. What else is she believing about herself right now? Let the emotions come up. It's very important that you don't keep them in. What else is she believing about herself right now?
It's just, I just keep feeling like she's not enough. Like she can't, she wants to be better, but she doesn't know how.
Mm. I want you to scoop her up in your arms, and I want you to look deep, 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 deep into her eyes. And I want you to tell her that she has done nothing wrong, that she is enough, that she's more than enough, that she's absolutely perfect exactly how she is, that she's smart and she's witty and wonderful. What else does she need to hear from you? What else do you want to tell her about who she really is?
Loved. She's not a mistake.
What else?
She's so strong. She doesn't deserve any of it.
Mm-hmm. What else? Keep your eyes shut. This is the part where it's getting hard. This is the part where I told you I want you to lean in because this little girl needs you. She's still inside of you and she's still hurting. I want you to go be with her. She needed someone in those moments. She didn't have anyone. You get to be her hero because she's still in pain and she is still you. Hold her. She needs you to hold her. What else does she need from you in this moment? That reassurance that everything's going to be okay, that she has nothing to worry about because you're going to make sure that she's protected. You're going to be that for her. You're going to be the mom that she always needed. You're going to be that parent that she desperately needed to protect her. What else?
It's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You'll make it through this.
I want you to tell her that you came all the way back from the future to be with her in this moment. I want you to tell her that you came back to feel these emotions for her, to take them for her, because she didn't have the strength to take them by herself. She was just a little girl. She was just a little girl and she didn't have what it took. So I want you to tell her that you're going to take this for her. You're going to feel it for her so she doesn't have to anymore. Move through that orange bubble that she's in. Move through it, and I want you to double the emotion. Triple the emotion. I want you to feel it so strong that it vibrates in every cell of your being, that you get to transmute it right here in this moment. It gets to leave the system now. Let it double, 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 go right to the center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Look in her eyes. And I want you to ask her what she needs from you right now to fully release all this pain. What'd she say? That's right. Let it go. Let it out. We got to move this out. She can't hold on to this anymore. She was just a little baby. She didn't know. She was confused. She didn't have anyone there for her. She wasn't heard. She wasn't seen. She wasn't felt. And now is the opportunity that she gets to be seen, felt, and loved for the perfect, wonderful being that she is, so that she can live the purpose that she came here to live. That's right. I want you to allow the emotion to move through you, up and out, up and out, up and out. We're pulling it out. We don't want her to hang on to this anymore. It's not doing any good for her. It's not allowing in the love that she's worthy of having because she doesn't think she's worthy of having it. Look deep in her eyes and tell her, you are so worthy of being loved. Let it in.
So worthy.
Mm-hmm. Is she letting any of this in? Is she believing you when you tell her these things?
Partially.
Yeah. Ask her what it would take for her to believe you. What'd she say?
She doesn't know how to experience it if she's never experienced.
What will it take for her to trust you? That you love her deeply, that she's the most important person in your life. What will it take for her to trust you?
Not to hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone she trusts ends up.
Mm-hmm. I want you to tell her that that's all going to change now because you won't let anyone mistreat her anymore. That this The first moment that someone mistreats her, you're out. I want you to tell her that you are going to stand for her each and every day. Every day, every day. And I want you to tell her that you will come back for her whenever she needs you. And I want you to come up with a signal, a sign, some way for her to let you know, hey, I need you. Come up with that sign with her and let me know when you have it.
It's the number 3.
I love that. I want you to tell her that every time, it could be a split second and you will be with her. I want you to give her your blue bubble. And I want you to tell her that this blue bubble, as long as she's in it and as long as she's connected to it, that she is safe, that she's loved, that she's held. I want you to see her in that blue bubble, and I want you to see that smile come over her face and that peace come over her body. That's right, that rest. And I want you to tell her that this blue bubble will keep her safe and grounded, and she'll feel love as long as she could stay connected to it. What's the look on her face now? Beautiful. I want you to give her a hug goodbye. And I want you to go ahead and shrink her to the size of a postage stamp or smaller. And I want you to place her inside of your heart. I want you to literally place her in your heart. That way you will feel connected to her always. That when she gives you that signal, that 3, that you come back for her, that you see her in her blue bubble and you ask her, what are you? How can I love you? What do you need from me? And the trust will be built over time because she's going to know that when she sends you the 3, you come back for her. And that's how the trust will be built little by little. If you would like to be featured as a guest on our podcast, where you can share your experiences anonymously and receive the support you need, you can apply by clicking on the link in the description. Now back to the podcast. I want you to keep that promise to her. I want her to be so important to you that you keep that promise to her always. Take a deep breath in. Coming back into the room, back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your neck, opening your eyes when you're ready. Good job. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
That was a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? How do you feel?
A little disoriented, but
Yeah, that's normal, hun.
good.
Yeah,
Better.
good. Anything new that you saw for yourself?
I think I've been holding on to a lot that isn't even mine because it was put on me, as a child. And I've been very confused about what love really even is or means because it's always equaled some type of pain. So I'm comfortable with that pain, but it doesn't have to be pain. I deserve for it to not be. So that's a whole new outlook.
That's so beautiful. Well, that's why I said when we go into it, if you could see it as the third party observer, not as you, but as the third party, it helps to take the judgment off of it.
Yeah.
Because when we find these truths, yeah, it's hard because we identify this is me, right? But when we take the bird's eye view, we see, oh, this is just pain. We all suffer. But once the pain is out of it, that's when the wisdom comes in. So oftentimes it's like with my clients, we get through about 4 of those sessions before they go, oh, now I see. Because they can see the wisdom in it after the pain is extrapolated from their body.
Yeah.
You get to just see the wisdom as like, no wonder. So that's the beauty of this work is that, yes, it's hard to go in there and see the stuff because you really believe that's you. But when you look at yourself as the spiritual aspect of that which you are, which is not this body, not the memories that you have or the emotions you hold, but something much greater than the body, that's when you can free yourself because you're no longer judging that little girl. You got to stop judging her. She did what she could to get to this point, to survive. Right? So we get to say, good job, you did it. And then we also get to say, this is your time to be heard, seen, loved, to ask for what you want, and I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really beautiful. And if you, I would love an update, when
Yeah.
you, because it's true, you do get a little disoriented afterwards, but, a couple days maybe of unpacking, I would love to hear what came up for you and what
Yeah.
breakthroughs. And also, if you're interested, I'm going to have some workshops coming up. So if you want to hop on there, that could be a nice next step for you.
Yeah. I'd love any information. I do think I need to like integrate with it. Because I still feel very discombobulated, but I feel like over the next couple of days, I'll probably get more clarity on processing what just came up because it was unexpected. As much work as I've done, I didn't expect
Well,
it to be
that
that
that was
deep.
that was like me. I had gone through years and years and years of different stuff, but I was never getting down to the seed, the core of what was going on. And this
Exactly.
changed my whole world when I got to the core because it's where everything was created. So it is a deeper work. I tell people it's fast results, but it's deep. So
Yeah.
it's not for the faint of heart, which is why I was really stoked to work with you because you've done the work for the
Yeah.
past 10 years. And so you're like the perfect, you're the perfect person to take through this process. So I
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for allowing me to go there with you because, I'm there in all those memories with you, like just holding the space. So it
Thank
is
you.
such an honor for me to be there, that you allow me there. And yeah, drink a lot of water today because we
Yes.
moved a lot of energy and that was a very detoxing process. So lots of water, maybe a little salt bath tonight. I don't know. Treat
Yeah.
yourself real nice. Maybe put some rose petals in that thing. I don't know. But take care of
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and
You're so
for
welcome.
the work that you're doing. We need
Yeah, girl, we do. Thank you, honey. Have a wonderful day.
it too. Thank you.
Bye.